for years.
I've been looking for years.
I am the 99%.
I am the 99%.
Can we have 5 minutes of your time, please?
Can we have 5 minutes of your time, please?
Just like you always do. Keep
Hey! Shame! Shame! Shame!
You work for us! You work for us!
Mike check! Mike check!
It's clear right now.
It is clear right now.
They don't care about hearing our voices.
They don't care about hearing our voices.
The best the Democrats are offering us.
The best the Democrats are offering us
is a regressive sales tax.
is a regressive sales tax
That will make the poor
that will make the poor
and the working class
and the working class
pay for the crisis
pay for the crisis
that we didn't cause.
that we didn't cause.
Again!
I'm sure that amongst all of us here,
I'm sure that amongst all of us here,
we have better ideas than that.
we have better ideas than that.
And since they don't seem to want to meet anyways,
And they don't even want to meet anyways,
let's turn this into a democratic meeting
let's turn this into a democratic meeting
where we talk about our solutions
where we talk about our solution
to this crisis
to this crisis
that will help the poor and the working class
that will help the poor and the working class
and make the 1% pay for the crisis they caused.
and making 1% pay for the crisis they cause.
Who wants to take stack?
Who wants to take stack?
Cool.
Mike check! Mike check! Mike check!
Mike check!
All you stand up!
All you stand up!
That includes anybody 30 or below! That includes anybody 30 or below! We are the youth! We are the youth! Trying to take back! Trying to take back! Our future! Our future! To start off this democratic meeting! This democratic meeting! We would like to say! We would like to say! We will not be! We will not be! Silenced or ushered out! Silenced or ushered out! Just like we have been! Just like we have been! Out of the Senate and House galleries! Out of the Senate and House galleries! Who would like to start? Who would like to start?
Mike check.
Mike check!
I don't mean to be rude,
I don't mean to be rude,
but our voices need to be heard.
but our voices need to be heard.
A couple days ago,
A couple days
I
ago,
occupied Tacoma,
in occupied
a
Tacoma,
schizophrenic
schizophrenic
man poured gasoline on himself
poured gasoline on himself
and around some tents,
and around some tents,
attempting to burn it down.
attempting to burn it down.
The cops
The cops
arrested him.
arrested
A
him.
couple hours later,
A couple hours
he
later,
was submitted
he was
to
submitted
Western State
to
Hospital
Western State
and
Hospital
released
and released
2 hours later.
2 hours later.
When he come back to camp
When we come back to camp,
and endanger us
endanger us
again.
again.
Cutting mental health
Cutting mental health
is a danger,
is a danger,
not only to us,
not only to us,
but to everyone
but to
in
everyone
Washington State
in Washington
and
State
the nation.
and the nation.
Also, I volunteer
volunteer
at law school,
at law school,
especially
especially
public school.
public schools.
I have noticed
I have noticed
that they
that they
buy
buy
out of their own pocket
out of their own pocket
when they barely
when they barely
make any money
make any money
in the first place.
in the first place.
And the schools
And the schools
are firing them
are firing them
for no reason
for no reason
or offering
for offering
them early retirement to save money.
to save money.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
We cannot live
We cannot live
off the system
off this system
that's currently
that is currently
in place.
in place.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mike check! Mike check!
Mike check!
Mike check!
Can we start a stack maybe?
Try to have a general assembly meeting.
Okay. Who wants to take stack?
Taking stack. Oh. I can keep track of stack.
And who's
Okay, cool.
facilitating?
I'll facilitate.
Do we have a note taker?
Who has a laptop?
There's one right here.
Can we use it for notes? I didn't think so.
I'll take notes.
Alright, we got a note taker.
Okay.
Mike check. Mike check. Mike check.
Yeah. My name is.
I would like to know
I would like to know
who of you left this room
who of you
who will
left
not listen to the people who put you into office
who will not listen to the people who put you in office.
That would be the Republicans.
I'd like to demand
That somebody here call them back and listen to their constituents.
and listen to their
And
constituents.
make them accountable.
And make them accountable.
This
This is wrong.
We need to be heard.
We need to be heard.
We took time off of work. We took time away from our kids.
We took time off of work. We took time away from our kids.
School.
And we came here to be heard.
We came here to be heard.
You are on our time.
You are on our time.
Not on your time.
We are not on your time.
Somebody please bring those people back here.
Can somebody please bring those people back here
And hold them accountable.
and hold them accountable?
We are their employers.
We are their employers.
They need to be here and listen to us.
They need to be here to listen
And
to us.
this is no joke.
This is no joke.
There are people here who have very important things to say.
There are people here who have very important things to say.
They have solutions.
They have solutions.
And you people have not had them yet.
And you people have not had them yet.
Please will somebody get the people who left this room.
Please will somebody get the people who left this room.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
We are now on stack.
We are now on stack.
We have one first on stack. You third. Third on stack. Yeah. Go ahead.
Senator Edward Murray.
Senator Edward Murray.
My name is Regina Owens.
My name is Regina Owens.
I am a 53-year-old
I'm a 53-year-old
disabled grandmother from a car accident.
disabled grandmother from a car accident.
I am raising 3 young grandchildren, 12 and under,
3 young grandchildren
12 and under.
on my Social Security
On Social Security.
and their TANF since their mother and father died.
Mother and father died.
If you cut
If you cut
my safety net programs
my safety net programs
to save the 1% richest people in our nation,
to save the 1% richest people in our nation,
what kind of world am I going to be able to have to send my kids?
what kind of world am I going to have to send my kids?
I demand,
I demand,
I ask Senator Ed Murray to please give me a personal email or letter
please give me a personal email or letter
in response
to
what I have said here today.
what I have said here today.
One more thing,
One more thing,
Karen Kaiser,
Karen Kaiser,
I love the work you do.
I love the work you do.
We're
on stack.
We're on stack.
Mic check.
Mike Shannon.
My name is Sue Dossicle,
My name is Sue Dossicle,
and I'm on basic health.
and I'm on basic health.
And unlike Boeing,
And unlike Boeing,
I pay taxes.
I pay taxes.
I think you should get your colleagues to come back in this room
I think you should get your colleagues to come back in this room
and come and hear what we have to say.
and come and hear what we have to say.
I came here today
I came here today
with my sisters and Sisters Organized for Survival.
with my sisters and sisters organized for survival.
More and more people are saying, we do not want a sales tax.
More and more people are saying we do not want a sales tax.
Instead, you need to tax the people who have the money.
Instead, you need to tax the people who have the money.
It's hypocritical
It's hypocritical
to put on the ballot
to put on the ballot
whether we should tax ourselves,
whether we should tax ourselves,
but you don't ask us
but you don't ask us
if we want to tax Amazon,
if we want to tax Amazon,
Weyerhaeuser,
Weyerhaeuser,
Boeing, and so on.
and so on.
And finally,
And finally,
2 of my friends who came to lobby today
2 of my friends who came to lobby today
were arrested
were arrested
for not committing any crime
for not committing any crime
and then you tell us that we should follow the process.
And then you tell us that we should follow the process. Thank you. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
As we haven't already. Explain GA process.
Explain GA process.
It'll take 2 minutes to do so.
We will take 2 minutes to do so. My name is Sham.
My name is Sean.
From Occupy Olympia. We've been using the General Assembly process because we feel like it's the most democratic way to do things. We use stack. Which is an order of people speaking. So if you want to speak, raise your hand. And this man will put you on stack. And then he'll call on you when it's your turn. Please don't speak when you're not on stack. If you agree with something, the twinkle fingers means you agree. If you don't agree, this means you don't agree. If you disagree with something so much, you think it's against the principles of what we're about, this indicates that. Lock. If you have a direct response, which means that someone's asking a question, of a factual nature, or I said something, that you believe to be factually incorrect, this is direct response. If you have a point of process, which is something very important, like you don't know how the process is going right now, or the room is on fire, you do this, and you're put on the beginning of stack. Please try to respect the process, so that everyone gets heard, and you'll be able to get heard when it's your turn. So now we're going to get back to stack. And I'll try to facilitate the process. So everybody gets heard. Do people agree with this way of doing things? Cool, okay.
When I call stack, I will call stack and then the number you are on. Please remember your number. There's so many damn people here. Stack 3. Stack 3. Who do they call? 3. You. That's you. You're stack 3.
My name is Mark Drummond. I'm with the Freedom Socialist Party. I'd like to start by saying that's a travesty. That people are being arrested in the Capitol. Just for trying to hear make their voices heard. I would also like to say that instead of making working people and poor people pay for the crisis that was created by Wall Street, and this legislature over the last 20 years or more by undertaxing those corporations that make millions in profits off of the hard work of Washingtonians.
Stack, no. If you're called up, stand up here. You're talking to everybody. Sit wherever, I guess.
You guys are there. Hold on. Where was I? Yeah, instead of asking us to pay with another sales tax that obviously will be voted down, just as the car tax was voted down, we need to tax the folks who have the money. Washington State has a disproportionate share of the 1% here. We need to tax Microsoft.
We need to tax Microsoft.
Boeing.
Boeing.
Amazon.
Amazon.
And other large corporations. That continue to make money off of our suffering.
That continue to make money off our suffering.
Another sales tax will not solve our problems.
Another sales tax will not solve our problems.
This isn't a Democrat or a Republican issue.
This isn't a Democrat or a Republican issue.
Over the last decades, both parties have been cutting taxes for corporations.
Both parties have been cutting taxes for corporations.
While we're asked to pay more and more. I demand that this legislature, this special session, end the tax breaks for corporations, and institute an income tax on their profits. Thank you.
Stack 4.
Okay, we need to go back into our hearings.
Mic check. Do we want them to go back to their hearing? Or do we want to continue this Democratic meeting? You're going to have to talk to the section.
Stack 4, go ahead.
You're going to have to get on stack.
Stack 4.
Mic check.
Twinkles up if you want them to resume. Twinkles down if you want GA to keep going.
Keep going. This is democracy.
This is a good doctor.
So it looks like the vast majority of people want the GA to keep
Mic
going.
check. I believe there was an elderly woman.
There was an elderly woman
It was on stack 4.
who was on stack 4.
Outrage guy.
Okay, then go.
My name is
My name is Ned Hammer.
You will not respect the process. What kind of a hypocrite are you?
How about
Why do you not respect the process?
I'm a family practice doctor.
it's not
I drove 2.5 hours to be here.
You're on camera, sir.
Shame!
I have just one question.
Mic check.
Start over.
Ned, start over.
I have just one question.
Can we pause the mic check for 1 second?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to just say thank you for bearing with us as long as we have. I'm a family practice doctor from Okanagan and drove 6.5 hours to be here. And my simple process question is, I have patients who are struggling as it is. All the cuts you just outlined are devastating. As you've heard, we, the people who elected you, wish to express our desire to have a more fair tax process. And what my process question is, if you would be willing to change this session from the public hearing on the default of bonds issued by distressed public facilities districts, since we are here, to continue with what you are doing, but allow us to speak in individual voices rather than having us to do this double mic check, which doubles the time that we have to speak. And if we could change today's session from what it is right now to focus on K through 12 education, on social services, the things that were scheduled for Thursday. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your consideration.
Mic check. Who's stack number 5?
Stack number 5.
Come to the front.
Stack number 5, come to the front.
Could we give them a chance to respond?
They have to get on stack.
All right.
Give that our chance.
If they get on stack, they can speak.
Can we put them on
Stack 8. You are all stack 8.
Okay, stack number 5. Come to
Stack
the front.
5.
We'd like to finish this part of the hearing, and then we'll come back, and you all, we're committed to staying as late as you'd like us to stay, but we do need to continue with the hearing, and then we can pick up with your all testimony.
Can we modify it to
We get a temperature check on that?
We'll have time here, and then, as I said, we have at least 6 other days scheduled on all of these subjects as well.
Mic check.
We took a vote.
And it seems like most people agree to use the GA process.
Let's get a temperature check.
So let's try this again. What we need to do is
Microphones are undemocratic.
So what we need to do is
Get on staff. How about you get on staff?
How about you just join us?
Yeah,
Join us.
Individual. But before we continue with your testimony, we'd like to finish with the two bills we have in front of us.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
How do you respond?
How do you respond
To what he just said?
what he just said?
Twinkles up if you agree, or twinkle down if you don't.
What about the doctor's proposal?
What about the doctor's proposal?
Again, I'm asking that you allow us to continue with the public hearing, and then we'll continue with your testimony.
May I speak really quick? May I speak really quick out of mic check?
Really quick, buddy.
Right.
I'm
Hold up. I know. I'm going to ask him a question. Would you like to be stack number 8? Twinkles up, twinkles down. Because I'm pretty damn sure we're serving GA.
So, again,
This means yes, do you want to be? We're giving you a chance to speak.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. It seems like we have 3 options. Option number 1. Is what the man that spoke off of stack. Proposed. Which is allowing them to finish the 2 budget items. Option number 2 would be continuing with the GA process. Which is a democratic process. Which would mean going back to stack. Allowing everyone here to have their voices heard. Option number 3 is the doctor's proposal. Which would be adjusting the normal meeting. To allow us to address the representatives. So I'm going to take a temperature check. To see what people here are feeling. So if you want to continue with the normally scheduled meeting, raise your hand. Okay, if you want to continue with the General Assembly meeting, raise your hand. If you want to try to adjust the normal meeting to make it a speak out to our representatives, raise your hand. Okay, it seems like that's the majority of people.
So again, how we're going to proceed is we're going to continue with our agenda, and then we'll open
I don't think we're going to get democratically. Not decided democratically.
Brown to come back up, and we'll continue with your presentation. And if we have the chairs available front here.
May I ask you a really quick question? May I ask you a quick question before you continue?
If we get security, if we have the chairs up front so people can come and testify.
We're willing to give the chairs. All I want to do is ask you a question. All I want to ask you is.
Sure, you can come up here.
Why can't I stand here? So let me ask you a question.
I don't know.
And then we want to take public testimony.
We had number 6 on stack.
Where's number 6?
Number 6 on stack.
Are you letting me after you got your word out?
Wait.
That's what you have to do about.
No, we're doing number 6 right now.
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Wire up is stack 6.
We're up at stack 6.
Wire up, stand up. All you 30 and below.
Stack 6, stand up.
So we need to have a respectful process here. We have somebody up front who's speaking.
Stack 6, come up and speak.
If you want to be rude and yell, then we're going to have ask that you be removed from the room. So again, let's be respectful, and then we'll have you each come up, as many of you who want to come up, and we'll be respectful and let you talk as well. So we're going to continue with this hearing.
This is exactly why the YRF was formed. Because youth are always shut out and do not have a voice. This is exactly why we are reclaiming our
Those who are
future.
yelling need to be removed, please.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Okay.
Speak up. Yeah.
All right. They said that. I have one thing to say. I have one thing to say. Shut up.
That was good.
I have one question for you guys.
All right.
I have one question for you guys.
Just peaceful. Be peaceful.
Let him go. This is wrong.
Be peaceful, buddy.
I have one question for you guys. How long until we get off speaking?
We're here to talk about the budget. Quit arresting us.
All right, we're not resisting.
I think that the regular scheduled items on the agenda will take us about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we can proceed with further testimony.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Look.
Okay, now I can sit down. I find that answer.
This is wrong.
You're irrelevant.
Listen to us and then have your meeting.
Again,
What harm is in that?
This is what we have to do to get your attention.
You're going to stay here anyhow.
as I mentioned, we have scheduled 5 public hearings for y'all to come to in addition to today. So let's continue with today's
You haven't
agenda.
decided what you're going to do.
Here today. Hear us today.
We're here today. We can't come back.
Will you tax Boeing?
So please go ahead.
We have solutions to your problem.
We have solutions to your problem.
They don't care about our solutions. They work for the 1%.
No, really simple.
Proceed.
The majority of people see that something is wrong.
General government budget reduction.
Are you willing to
We're
consider it?
obvious that you aren't working for us.
Again, if people are going to yell and interrupt the person who's going to speak,
You're
we
the
need
one
to
with the
have you removed from the
microphone.
room.
And you should have respect for that.
But I promise that you guys try again.
Okay, it sounds like something.
We're reducing $111 million in general government.
No, it's not.
You can see. Why are you speaking so quiet? Because you guys are working, not letting you talk.
Unfair. No, I see.
$6 million. We eliminate essential needs and housing.
How does the TA process work?
Medical care for $45.7 million.
It has to do with, you know, a bunch of a mob getting together and whatever majority
Well,
is
we don't have
loudest
guns.
gets
You know,
the rule. You know,
we don't have
it's
guns.
Not
You know, we don't.
democracy.
Well, actually, they vote on it, but
No, they don't
that's an
vote on it.
aside.
Can't hear these bullshit
I've seen
cuts
this
you're talking
process
about.
go
You're a little loud.
Okay,
Turn it
so
up.
many
Can't hear it.
Have you ever seen it written
I want
out?
to hear what you're
Written
cutting out of our
out. Really?
future.
Yeah.
There's
And
one
it looks
I
gentleman.
want to hear what
right
you're
out
cutting out of my
Nazi Germany.
future. Turn
Really?
it up.
It's crazy.
All right, baby. You don't
I'd
know
ask that
check.
you
Yeah, I do know what I'm talking
We're
about.
talking
up or
about
not
Nazi
to
Germany. I think.
Monthly per
Take your hand out. I'm moving back. Take your hand out.
annexation sales tax credit by 10%.
Can you please speak up? We can't hear you, too.
Can't hear. Denver also proposes a half-cent sales tax to buy back $411 million in education, $42 million for long-term care and development and disability services, and $41 million in public safety.
I think it was uncoordinated, that there were various messages that random people were randomly promoting. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, the ideal would be that they would hopefully hear people after this testimony.
Organize it, if they want to talk about, you know, health care or education, to get it focused and to say, these people taught this, you know, ordinary, you know, and it makes sense. Because but it's hard when it's it's hard to organize. People are very angry. Yeah, they are. I appreciate your work. And scared. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Marty, I just want to compliment you. You've been a stalwart in this. This is difficult. We all understand both sides of the aisle issues that affect all of us and people on the street. So thank you for your service. I know it's not been easy, but you've done a great job.